Om Shanti. To remain constantly cheerful, be easy-natured and tolerant, an elevated jewel. A person is given a title according to the action he performs. If your actions are elevated, you will be given the title of an elevated jewel. In order to become an elevated jewel, both virtues of simplicity and tolerance are needed in your thoughts, words, and actions. If there is simplicity but not tolerance, then too you cannot be said to be elevated. Therefore, as well as having simplicity, also be tolerant. Om Shanti.
Om Shanti. Welcome to Avekti Parivar. Today's day 23. To remain constantly cheerful, be easy-natured and tolerant. Today's topic, an elevated jewel. The specialities of Mother Jagadamba. Mama would always say that all of you make so much effort to accumulate your energy, power, and you waste it so quickly, unnecessarily. You waste your energy in wasteful matters and then become sad and weak. You don't give so much time to earning, but throughout the day there is so much expense, and then you become bankrupt. When any situation comes in front of you, you say that it is very difficult because you don't have power. Now we will listen to Mohini Didi ji.
Every thought has to be elevated. Whatever is the situation, my thoughts are not connected with situation, but elevated. Thought has power, and thought also could be the weakness. If your thoughts are always elevated, you really feel very strong. But if thoughts are doubtful, any subtle negativity in the thought will create weakness. You will feel, oh, I'm not strong. You are strong, and you have to create elevated thoughts. Because thoughts have vibrations, not only vibrations, but it's a kind of energy which works. I know many times Baba talks about good omens. And we have to set good omens upon ourselves. So that even if there are some negative omens from the past karmic account or some kind of negative influence, but if you keep creating elevated thoughts, your omens will also change. So just kind of keep increasing power in the thought, and that is make your thought elevated. And I think that's what Baba wants children, because Baba has made us his children and then instruments for the establishment of the new world, for transformation from old world to new. One time we asked Baba that there are some spiritual leaders and they become so popular. Millions of people start following them. Why it takes time to create Baba's children? Because his truth should be fast. Baba said that those souls of other religions, they come from Paramdham. So they just come, they become the followers. But for you, you have to transform everyone from impure to pure. They come pure, even if it's limited purity. So then their popularity, but they don't, it's not long term. So you have more, Baba says, higher task, and that is to change human being from deity. So if that is our task, establishment. So one of that important quality which we all have and should maintain is always think positive and elevated. Because then you will find not only your omens, but the energy of different forms. It could be wealth, it could be health, it could be company, it could be relationships. Everything will be elevated because of your elevated thoughts. But sometimes the sanskars put the mind into ordinary thoughts. Don't get negative thoughts, but ordinary thoughts. And we know that there will always be some challenges for everything we do. And I remember that the Gulzar used to tell us that if you are a good instrument, then when challenges come, you find solution. You don't give up for any reason. Because in that challenge, there is something more to come. We are Baba's children. It's Baba's task. So constantly having that awareness is Baba's task. It's not my task. So there is no burden, there is no problem, there is no difficulty. I am at Peace Village, and when I look around, it's such a big place, and very few constantly are here to maintain all that. How quietly it keeps going on, right? 25, 26 years, the long time. Same like when I'm in Shantivan, and I keep seeing they cook, even if there are no visitors, for 9,000 every day, 9,000. So that means that much grains come, that much cooking happen, that and this you just feel that it must be Baba. It's not we are doing, how much we are doing. little everyone, right? But how vast the task is. So I can say for Peace Village, but even in Shantivan, I'm sure you all had been to Shantivan, right? It's amazing. Sometimes I wonder how, and I go and talk to those who are cooking or those who are giving accommodation day and night, transport, many, many important things. They all say Baba. One time, a group of saints and sadhus, they visited. There was a conference. So they are like amazed that how it is governed, how it is like. So they went to solar solar plant. Now you all have seen it. It's not question of plant, but the way they have decorated and you can walk around. If you want, sometimes we do birthday party there. They provide you whatever they can. We take something. So they asking these holy people, how do you manage, Baba? Then they went in the kitchen. Even I am amazed that they have now a tap that you open it and you get milk, right? In India, I don't know, they really consider milk as very important. So they take their glass, they don't have cups, and they fill it, but it comes very fast. It takes a second to fill it. So I keep looking at tap. I say, how does it stop? And then they say, yes, there is quantity, it stops. So then these sadhus go there. How do you all manage? Baba does it. They went to 3, 4 important places. Only they heard one word is Baba makes it happen. So they were kind of, they went, one of them went to Dadi Janki's cottage. And Hansa Ben was there and she said, when Dadi was there, he said, don't say this. Don't say Dadi was here. Dadi is here. So they feel like Baba, peace say Baba, but they feel all at once party souls. Dadi Prakash Mani is playing her part. Dadi Janki is playing her part. That means until now their presence is experienced by most of them. So just this thought, Baba, word Baba is the magic. The word Baba is the key of success. And that's what we want. Baba wants from us is to reveal Baba. Sometimes we close Baba's room's door, right? But we want to reveal Baba. So why we closing the doors, right? Many, many, you will be surprised when we took the guest to Madhuban. It's only in Baba's room they had experience. So if they see Baba, if they, Baba will know what to give them. We try to be very clever, smart, as if we are going to. Baba says no. So just keep it very much open and let anyone who comes experience Baba's presence. And we had a friend, I think he was eye specialist, right? And he was kind of not very much favorable to Brahma Kumaris, but something happened in life, then he started coming. So we brought him here 25 years ago. It was very new. it was not really in the way now it is, so beautiful. And he said, I have to believe that God is giving you all, God is taking care of you just to get this place, you know. So our awareness, I am Baba's instrument, is Baba's task. Whichever program we do, let Baba be revealed. Not just intellectual conversations or not just giving, whatever the topic is, but we have to put the stamp of Baba. When anyone who leaves from here should feel it's God. It must be God. But inside, if we think, oh, they might look Brahma Baba, is their guru, it's all right. He's our founder father. He's our father, right? We look at point of light, but point of light doesn't speak. How he speaks through Brahma Baba, isn't it? So actually, very first day we should introduce who is the instrument, how this knowledge comes, from where we learn. Our father, teacher, Sadguru, say God, but then how? Through whom? Through Brahma Baba, right? So it's very, very important to, if we want to reveal Baba, then we have to, in our awareness, in our words, there should be Baba. So Baba is saying that, giving us, Baba is really great. So many beautiful titles every day. An elevated jewel. So Baba says that a person is given title according to the actions, according to the actions he performs. If your actions are elevated, you will be given the title of an elevated soul. In order to become an elevated jewel, Baba says that your virtues of simplicity and tolerance are needed in your thoughts, in your words, and in your actions. If there is simplicity, but no tolerance, Baba says then too, you cannot be said to be a elevated jewel. Therefore, Baba says, as well as having simplicity, also there should be tolerance, right? How much will you give certificate to yourself for tolerance? We moved from our inspiration hall to this classroom. So we had to set up the camera, right? And our all camera people are new to this camera. So Sister Anoli worked. After work, she came here with her son, set up, and she left with Toli. You all saw it. From where that strength comes? The part of tolerance, no? Otherwise, I worked all day again to drive 2 hours, fix everything, go back home, from where all that power comes, energy comes. So somebody could say it, my body can't tolerate, right? But when there is love for Baba, and there is, I was surprised when she told me last week, I'm coming Monday to help you all to set up. We didn't even ask her. We said, we will manage. No, I will come set up. So I think tolerance not is like something painful, but some things more than what you say I could do, but you are able to do. Your capacity, your power, everything just expands, and then you are able to use it properly. So elevated jewel with simplicity and tolerance for Om Shanti.
Hello, Didi. Om Shanti. Are you able to hear?
Om Shanti.
Om Shanti. I was wondering actually because I wasn't recognizing the background and all of the flowers, and I thought, is it just for Father's Day? Is it because of the retreat? But now you mentioned that is it the classroom you're in?
Yes.
Ah,
And all
okay.
those flowers we used for a Vyakti Parivar retreat.
Yes, that was
And
this
the
weekend.
kind of flowers they bought could stay longer. So we are able to use there for a few more days.
Wow, it's a lot of flowers. Yeah. You were saying earlier on that that it's not easy to create Brahmins. You were contrasting it with what Baba explained, where the new souls coming down as gurus or whatever, and so they had that attraction. So, is it easier to create Brahmins or sustain them?
You see, Brahmins are not created. They are changed from Shudra to Brahmins, right?
Okay.
And because of that, it, as Baba said, it takes time, no? And
Yeah.
also, we have very limited number of Brahmins worldwide. The population of deities is very small comparative to other religions, right? Other religions will have millions, but in golden age, it's a small population. When we think of beginning of yajna, the sacrifice, tolerance, royalty, kind of souls, and we compare, we say, but now it's not like that, but in the beginning it was. So they said, but that's golden aged population, right? Then comes the silver aged, then comes copper. It's like so numbers keep growing. But then it began with a very small number in golden age, and then silver, the population keeps growing. So what Baba said that because you have to make impure into pure, it requires effort, right? But those souls, they come from Paramdham. As soon as the founder father comes, then all the souls start descending. So no effort is required really.
Yeah. I hadn't meant to ask this. It was just something that I'd been churning, that the deities, as you say, there's a small number of deities, and yet they are remembered by the whole Hindu part of the tree. And yet with the other religions, it's not so much, they are very clear about, well, when I say clear, but that their thing is God, you know, that they don't have. So what is it? Why is it that they remember God, whereas we, as Bhagats, remember our former selves, or those who helped God at the confluence age? Why do these other religions just remember God?
I think that anyone who is helper, even of not only souls, but even with the elements, no?
Mm-hmm.
You know, in India, they have, of course, it's very spiritual practice of giving water to the sun.
Right.
How can you water sun, right? But still they do it, and well, now they say it's good for eyes, is good for, so people health-wise also start doing now, watering the sun. What I'm saying, then they worship fire. You know, we have when they lit the fire, then they put some, you know, something in the fire first, like when they cook the food, first thing they put, it's a wood fire, no? So they keep putting. So every element is worshipped really in some way or other. So anyone who has become or given cooperation in establishment of the new world or become God's helper, they all are worshipped. In other religions, it's not like that, you know.
No, no. It's not even those that were companions of Jesus or whatever. They're not worshipped. They're like, okay, they're understood to have been that they went and they gave the message, but they're not worshipped. They're not. Yeah. So I was thinking really
Everything,
that,
everything here is new and unique, you know.
yeah,
And that
yeah,
is why it's not easy for people to understand.
yeah,
Like when we sit in meditation, have red light on, and people come and they say, what they doing? They don't know. And they see we sit so still in silence,
yeah,
so peaceful, until they really understand knowledge, then they will know.
yeah.
Everything is unique,
Do
you know, but
you do
yeah.
you still, Mohini Ben, as I often do you still get realizations?
Mhm.
Do you still get realizations? You know, maybe about
Realization.
a point of knowledge that you kind of took for
Mhm.
granted, and then there's a sudden clarity about it. Just like, was it yesterday or today where Baba was talking about how, you know, about the buildings, and you know, later on there would be so many and so many would come and everything else. Not necessarily that point, but just that you have realizations still about things of Gyan, or like, oh, Baba, that's what you meant. But you see it in a
Definitely,
different way.
all the time.
Yeah.
Because without realization, there cannot be transformation.
Oh,
And
interesting.
transformation is not from negative to positive, but it is for ascending, for our progress. That's transformation, right? So if I want to progress or be accurate or be perfect, then whatever little is missing in your step, you realize it, and next time you do it better, little more better. Because
Nice.
what is today now, maybe 10% less than perfection, but I need to take that 10% only through realization. But one
Nice.
thing in my
Yeah.
life is I don't regret. I don't kind of,
Yeah.
keep guilt or nonsense. Yes, this is learning. We do better and better. And
And
the one thing with Didi Manmohini taught us that, okay, if little mistake has happened, is for some benefit, and that is you learn for future. So you don't sit with that or you cry and be sad about it. Yeah,
right.
realization is, see, those who don't have power of realization, they don't change easily. Somebody has to tell them. But those who have realization, there is self-transformation.
That's interesting. And going back to two things, you were talking about elevated thoughts. And so to make that distinction between just positive thoughts and elevated thoughts.
I think that elevated is higher than positive.
Right.
That means elevated is more auspicious. You know, one is okay, we give good wishes to everyone. Other is a kind of blessing which comes from your heart. You know, like if I see somebody is doing something, and I always kind of bless them that, yes, continue to do it, no? Give them some kind of power that they can continue to do it for years and years. So it's like elevated thought is more like a blessing.
Yeah.
And good wishes are there, but blessing is higher than good wishes.
I
And
would
these days, people really need blessings, right?
so at this point in your journey as well, and I don't think it's a question of balance, but is it about self effort, self reflection, or you have to have that consciousness of your responsibility towards Baba's huge family and beyond? So that which is more like, perhaps you could be by yourself and just be in Baba's remembrance, just by yourself, not have to deal with anything else. But no.
I have to, I feel that if I keep taking step forward or higher, then I can help, right?
Okay, nice.
Through
Yeah,
vibration, through my words,
yeah.
example. I think that's what it is, that you do for the self, but you know that it's for the whole family.
That's very nice. That's something I think very powerful. That
That's,
would be elevated, and that's generous and
that's what I do.
right. And then back to this thing of tolerance. And like, one thing is where you have to be tolerant because the logics are not cooperating. I'm not talking about the logics, but what is the main tolerance that is needed in the Brahmin family, and where I don't feel that I'm tolerating? I think that is it not more about acceptance? Although Baba talked today about being simple, I think, but isn't tolerance more about accepting? And what is the essential tolerance that we need as Brahmins with each other and in our lives?
One is personal tolerance. Other is, let's say, this is Babaji Agya, right? So it's a sacred place. It's a place where people come to experience God, to experience peace. But if there are some souls, their actions are not really according to what will contribute towards the place and even, of course, to themselves. I have zero tolerance for that in the sense of, I say to people, okay, if you all have to do all this, why here? Go out and do it, right? So one thing you know, want to do it in a right way,
Yeah.
but little bit irritation happens when it's more than, but this is not right, right? You cannot, so not of getting upset or angry, but my feeling is that the place should be completely full of pure vibrations, loveful vibrations. Even we all are different and it's variety, but we should be following Baba's principles, Baba's Srimad. So there is that flavor, the fragrance, that anyone who comes could feel it, right? But if we allow all those kinds of sanskars in actions, so that is where, there is tolerance, but also you want to see that it's change. It doesn't happen. Yeah, but yeah, there is tolerance.
Yeah, but there has to be an acceptance. That's the balance. I'm not talking so much about the extreme thing where somebody's behavior is really disruptive and so on. But wouldn't the first step in tolerance be an acceptance first of something? Because if I'm resisting it, then tolerance is more difficult.
No, one thing I find that it's a journey, and
Mm-hmm.
so everyone goes through different stages, different settling in their life.
Mm-hmm.
There, I like to support them. That
Mm-hmm.
anyone is going through something, how to give help, give more love, give more clarity, give more. So I feel that where no tolerance is required, but more as how we can help the soul.
Yeah. Okay. That's nice.
Yeah, because all of us go through. If I see someone, lacking in something, I like to help that soul instead of saying why you are like that.
Hmm.
While being on journey, settling and different stages and sometimes very good yoga, sometimes no interest in yoga, but you support those souls so that they can continue in their journey. But I don't have any difficulty with them, and I don't even have to tolerate. I am more supportive. I am
Beautiful.
more like I have to help, I have to bestow.
Yeah. I,
I,
I, I've
and
not thought about it so much before. But what about when I get a sense that someone in my circle, I can feel that they're tolerating me. What do I do in that situation? Like where you feel that someone else, it's not to say that they're better than you or anything, but you feel that they have difficulty with you. What do you do to not get either upset about it or challenge or anything else when you sense that somebody's really rolling their eyes every time you say something or uh, that you can feel that what to do.
there is this saying that when a pigeon is there and cat comes, the pigeon closes eyes, right? So when I have this situation, I close my eyes
That's good.
and I just say, no, there is not. It's like first when we come in knowledge, it's like different kind of settling within the Brahmin family.
Okay.
But time comes when it is very subtle, right? In the sense of it's not like more on an external basis.
Yeah.
One of the way is to, somebody telling me I have difficulty, and I said, you could have settled it in the beginning with remembrance of Baba, good wishes, and when you settle it, it changes. And that's
Yeah.
what I find in my life is anyone who has just have good wishes, settling. And these days I feel a lot of mercy. You know, I say, well, this soul really is so good. But there is something in that soul put making same mistakes or all that.
Mm-hmm.
I feel sorry, I feel mercy, and try to see if we can guide people properly so that they don't repeat what they had been doing it, right?
Mm.
So I don't have like I'm upset or angry, I'm very sympathetic and merciful because after all our children instruments
Yeah.
is God's task
Yeah.
by
But
getting. upset, it won't work, right?
No, but going back to what you were saying earlier, that sometimes that realization, that maybe the vibration you're getting from someone else, that I need to transform something, that I'm catching the vibration. I'm not sure what I'm guilty of, but that's kind of a signal, as you say, a vibration that's telling me I need to transform something, perhaps in myself.
We also don't want to make person aware that self-trust, self-confidence is lost. I pay a lot of attention that their trust in themselves and trust,
Nice,
confidence.
nice.
But then they should also look at what is not right now
Yeah.
and be more careful about it.
So interesting how we are in each other's lives, and the give and take and the learning and the growing. It's amazing, huh?
I
Anyway,
think
yeah.
all different stories will continue until end, right? But I don't want to, and I always tell them it's long story. It's all right. Don't go into that. So I think we have to see how much energy we are, whether listening or talking about it, has to be done. But
Yeah.
because it is Baba's task, we really want to protect,
Yeah.
instrument, and also so that Baba's task doesn't have obstacles.
I
But
think that's the thing,
yeah,
what you're
but
saying,
then
Didi, because otherwise it can just be a personal thing. But if I remember that it's really Baba's business and we're here to reveal Baba, then of course that responsibility will change
mm,
your way of dealing with things. Thank you so very much.
you are part of us, like here. Are you all feeling what is presence, right? We are about
Who
45.
who all's in front of you, Didi? Because the Avyakti Parivar is finished, right? The retreat. So who's there now?
Avyakti Parivar retreat was so good.
Yeah.
Very interactive, very much. Yeah. Yeah, did you all like? Some of you attended, but we created a womanly atmosphere. But some here are more interested in meetings and planning than attending that. That's
Right,
the
right.
only thing I was wondering. Why can't just leave for an hour what you have to do
Yeah.
and be part of? So some of the
Oh,
sessions.
look. Om Shanti. I was seeing the video yesterday too. That wow. Oh, there's a big group there still. Om Shanti.
Om Shanti.
Yeah. We had we had a fair for 2 days, to do with the International Day of Yoga, and then
Mm.
Sister Shireen also gave a talk at a temple, and so it was just the energy was so wonderful, so lovely,
Mhm.
great, a great weekend. I think all
Yeah, we
around
had
we're busy
retreat
this
all
weekend.
over. Then we had birthday celebration for our Mataji, 88 years old, and most
We
healthy person,
oh
tireless.
wow. We had a birthday celebration too yesterday for
Then in the
Sister
evening
Amber.
again, International Yoga Day.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
nice to have you with us.
Thank you so much, Didi. Okay, Om Shanti. Om Shanti family.